How's it digging, my shovels? This is Spade here, bringing you guys another Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. And hopefully this will go up on Saturday, because I'm narrating this on Saturday, and YouTube hasn't been working the whole day, so there is that. You can't read PMs, or you can't send comments of any kind, and you can't upload anything, so hopefully they'll fix it. You know, good old YouTube stuff, but hopefully everything will go according to plan. You guys will see this on Saturday, and then for tomorrow, for Sunday, I have WildSpade podcast planned, because I recorded that with Chase yesterday, and I was thinking I could put out the first part on Sunday. So there's that, stay tuned. But anyways, we got a match here against CK Smooth. This is another UU match with the team you may already know. And for this match, I decided to lead with my Nido King, kind of thinking he may want to lead with the Gligar or Bronzong to set up rocks, and I could Ice Beam and Flamethrower with them respectively. Although he does have some wall turning action going on with the Darmanitan and the Raicow possibly, so that's gonna be kind of an issue potentially, which I will need to deal with. But you know, if he does lead with either of those, you know, I'll just have to switch out accordingly and just go from there. And indeed, he does lead off with the Darmanitan, and I do not want to take a Flare Blitz at this point. I'm not really sure what kind of set he's running, like Bandit or Scarfed. Anyways, I don't want to take a hit this early with my Nido King. I want to save it for later, so I'm just gonna go into my Blastoise, take a hit from Darmanitan 24/7. Ho ho ho! And then 269. Let's not talk about that. Anyways, I'm gonna go for the Safe Scald, because I figured, you know, why not? If I get a burn on something, that's gonna be cool. In comes the Bronzong, however, I don't score a burn, but I decided to try again, and I was thinking, you know, if he wants to set up his rocks at this point, you know, I'll just go for the Rabbit Spin on the next turn, and basically I'm just kind of just fishing for the burn. That's why you have Scald, you fish for those nice burns. And for turtle fishing. Anyways, I don't even know what I'm saying today. He does go for the Toxic, so that's a bit unfortunate, and it's gonna lower my Blastoise's survivability. So, but then again, I guess what I should have done in the first place is gone into my Gligar, which I was kind of thinking, but at the same time I was thinking I can't do anything to him. But he double switches into his Kingdra as I do go into Gligar. So I can't set up my rocks, and I don't know whether he's physical or special, so I'm obviously forced to switch out, because I don't want to lose my Gligar this early in the match, and it does turn out he's physical as I go into my Snorlax. Even though he's physical and Snorlax is more specially defensive, I do have a heavy investment in the physical defense, and this is a Snorlax with a bunch of HP, so it can take a few hits and retaliate with Body Slam, and as you can see, Waterfall, it doesn't even do half. So, on that aspect, I'm just fine, and he actually pulls the Resto Chesto here, but, you know, that's actually just good, because he kind of just wasted his Kingdra this early in the match, and Snorlax is still pretty healthy, and I can take some hits from him, so I am not worried at all, and I'm just gonna go for another Body Slam. At this point, I wasn't really sure whether he was Resto Chesto or not, but now that he pulled off the Resto Chesto, I'm just gonna Whirlwind him out, because it doesn't look like I can go for Body Slam and just take him out, so I figured that would be the best course of action. And unfortunately for me, I drag out the Darmanitan, so at least I can't pull a rest here, so I'm just forced to go into my Gligar, predicting the superpower. I guess he could have gone for the Flare Blitz, but I guess at the same time he was thinking maybe with the thick fat he can't take me out, although he's been dishing out so freaking much damage. But here, I decided to go for the U-turn, because I figured he would switch out. In hindsight, I probably should have just set up my rocks to limit that Darmanitan's potential of destroying everything, but I noticed that he does have a Rapid Spinner with his Hitmontop, so, or at least most likely, that's why you usually have Hitmontop, so I didn't feel like setting up rocks was necessary. I just wanted to get momentum going on, and I do score a kill on this Bronzong, so that is at least nice. But he's gonna go back into that Darmanitan again, and since Blastoise is, you know, already poisoned, I didn't want it to take any more hits, and I figured Gligar should be able to take a couple Flare Blitzes, except not really. Just with a tad bit of superpower damage that he got from earlier, this Flare Blitz does look like a 2-hit KO, so I'm not really comfortable staying in here, so I'm gonna switch out and just go into my Blastoise again, which I didn't want to take more hits. And as you can see, you know, with the Toxic racking up, it's already worn down to a point where, you know, it has already lost half of its health, so it's not doing good for Blastoise, which doesn't have a reliable recovery move. on top of everything. But I'm just forced to go for the Scald again because otherwise, you know, it's basically the best move I can do at this point, and I really want to knock out the Darmanitan. But he's going to go into his Raicow, and I kind of want to scout what kind of set he's running. So what I'm going to do is go into Snorlax, potentially as a Death Fodder if it needs to be. And it does turn out he does get a crit, which doesn't really matter, but it just means that I don't get to scout what kind of item he has, whether he's like Specs or Scarf. So crit me once, shame on me, but I got a specially defensive Zapdos, except crit me twice, shame on you. Holy crap, that did a lot, and I was scared, but, you know, judging by how much the crit did, I can definitely live another one. It's not like he's gonna get, like, 3 crits in a row. That's, like, redonkulous. That never happens. So, down goes my specially defensive Zapdos to a Raikou that crits me 3 times in a row. So thanks, game. I don't think I've ever been critted 3 times in a row before. At least I didn't think so, but that was kind of horrible, but it happened, and the game kind of trolled me, but it was still kind of fun regardless, although I'm really in a pickle right now. But Heracross does kind of save the day, except now it can't do anything to this Gligar, even with the +1 Moxie boost, because it's a Gligar, and it's the best counter to Heracross there is in the UU tier, basically. So anyways, I'm gonna go into my own Gligar, figuring this is a good chance for me to go for the Roost and then just go from there. And he's gonna send out his Kingdra. Now that I know his physical, I know I can take a hit and then go for the U-turn and get a safe switch into basically whatever I want. And he goes for the Waterfall, and as you can see, it does like diddly, even though Stab super effective move from Kingdra, but yeah, it's a Gligar. So yeah, that did like nothing. It did like less than the Flare Blitz from freaking Darmanitan, which I'm still kind of thinking is banded and just wrecking house. But anyways, gonna go into my Nidoking. Usually Kingdras are adamant nature, and now I got a timid Nidoking here, so I was pretty sure I could just outspeed him, take him out, and he has really nothing to switch into Nidoking, so I figured that would be my best course of action. But in comes Darmanitan, and at this point I don't have anything that can take a hit from him. So Nidoking just bites the dust. I was thinking maybe I can take 1 hit from full, but I don't. So I have to go into Gligar and hope I can take 1 hit, which I just barely do with 21 HP. So I do get to take him out with the super effective Earthquake, and finally that Darmanitan is gone. Would have been so much easier with the Stealth Rocks, but you know, speaking of that spinner that I was fearing earlier, in comes the Hitmontop, but I figured this would be a perfect opportunity for me to just go for the Roost, because, you know, we saw the Intimidate, so he's not a Technic Top or anything, so I'm pretty sure I can live a Mach Punch or anything like that. So I just roosted off, and this part is sped up like times million. It's sped up as much as I just could have, because it's basically just a huge stall fest. Because, you know, in this situation especially, would have been nice to have that Zapdos, because I do have the HPIs for the Gligar. And I could Toxic this Hitmontop, although the issue would have been whether he has Toxic or not, so... But, yeah, still definitely would have helped me, and because I don't have my Zapdos, I'm basically just forced to outstall everything here, and basically I'm just switching between Heracross and Gligar. I did try to get off a Scald with my Blastoise, but I didn't get a burn, so that's kind of unfortunate. So Blastoise is down to a point where it really can't do anything, otherwise it's just going to die. So I'm switching between Heracross and the Gligar right here, and the interesting thing is I'm guessing he may have like 4 speed EVs, but whatever the case is, I'm slower than his Gligar, so I can always just go for the U-turn and get a switch into my Heracross safely without taking any damage, and then I can just straight switch back into my Gligar without wasting any power points. And I think multiple times I Stealth Rock there, because I'm just kind of power point stalling here at this point. And at this point he decides to run, because it was kind of a stalemate situation, and I guess at that point he realized that I was just power point stalling him out, and he had already lost so much PP, so that he figured the best thing he could do is just run and let that be the match. But indeed, that will be the game, and hope you guys enjoyed. It was definitely interesting. I don't think I have ever been critted 3 freaking times in a row, so I guess as a question of the day, how many times have you been critted in a row. Or you can also leave a comment about some other funny hacks that has happened like many times in a row, or some sort of crazy hacks shenanigans that you've had in your past recent matches, or if you remember some older matches too. But anyways, I'm kind of just rambling at this point. Hopefully this will, yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, hopefully this will go up on Saturday. Hopefully YouTube will get fixed, and then I should have the TheFlamingSpade podcast ready for Sunday. It's gonna be good times, because or it already was, but then you guys will see it on you will see the first part at least on Sunday. But metagame is kind of still shifting from all the new stuff and Genesect and other things, even the lower tiers. So it was pretty cool times going through the usage statistics with Chase once again. So definitely stay tuned for that, hopefully tomorrow on Sunday. But anyways, I think I have indeed rambled enough, so thank you for watching once again so much, and until next time, this is TheFlamingSpade signing out. Peace.